policy or the decision in formulating the dividend to the shareholder is one of the most important topics in financial literature. This is because every organization places high attention on the profitability of the company in order to distribute higher dividend in terms of share price to shareholder. When the shareholder are given high dividend result from the high profitability, that the company that will be more satisfied and return to keep invest in the company.
As a result, the company will continuously have sufficient capital for its normal and daily operation to survive or even compete in the highly competitive market.
Okay, for let's still review. Based on the Leibniz theory, Leibniz stated that dividend policy could reflect a stable future cash flow for a business. This indicates a good signal for the market. The Leibniz believes that the deduction in dividend payout will impact negatively for the company's share performance. Managers should take a deep consideration when decide to increase or reduce dividend distribute during declining stage to avoid experiencing fluctuation in shares performance price. Based on the agency cost theory, according to the Jensen and Maclean 1976, the spread of the ownership and management will cause conflict eventually due to the different objectives to be achieved for both parties. If shareholders wish to maximize their wealth, meanwhile, other managers wish to benefit through composition plan, hence, ownership structure will affect company capital structure and also dividend policy. That determine the dividend policy is first, age of corporation. Age of corporation refers to the duration of a company exists in the market. Generally, the longer a company doing business activities in the market, the more experience and networks the company gain. For instance, after operating for a significant of time, the company would do partnership with its suppliers, distributors, and gain loyalty customer. Thus, a longer company exists, the company would be more stable and sustainable. New startup companies require more capital than old companies to fund their operations, plan improvement or expansion. They need to invest in machinery, develop human resource, procurement the land or others that are related to the company's operation. In addition, according to Chan 2017, age of corporation is also one of the factors that affecting the capability for a company to formulate clear-cut dividend policies or being liberal in the distribution of dividends.
The second factor is liquidity. Liquidity is the ability of current assets to meet current liabilities. We can know the liquidity of company through calculating the current ratio of the company. Current ratio is a liquidity that measures a company's ability to pay short-term debt. In order for the company to declare dividends, the company should have adequate earnings, yet it still may not have sufficient cash to pay the same. The liquidity position of a company has a positive related relationship with the dividend payment. Besides, various researchers use current ratio and credit ratio as a tool to measure liquidity position of the company.
Other factors is type of industry. Investopia give definition for industry is referring to companies are being classified into groups based on their primary business activities. In Malaysia, there are 12 industries in total to classify these companies that listed in Bursa Malaysia. These industries are construction, consumer, industry, finance, hotels, rents, plantation, properties, technology, trading and services, mining and infrastructure. Variety of industry will affect on the dividends policy practiced by company in those industries that are able to generate consistent earning. For example, rents and infrastructure industry will have a higher tendency to distribute higher dividends as compared to other industries that have volunteer profit over time.
For determining financial leverage is the outstanding debt that a company obtains in order to acquire more assets. Financial leverage plays an important role in monitoring management and help to reduce the agency costs that arise from conflicts between managers and shareholders. The higher the leverage of a firm is, the higher the particular company is exposed to. Hence, those companies with higher leverage will tend to pay lower dividends to decrease the cost incurred from the external capital of the company. Based on the previous study, leverage is proven to be the most influential variable affecting the corporate dividend policy in Pakistan, where negative significant relationship between leverage and dividend payout conclude that a high leverage company will reduce its dividend distributed to shareholders.
When we say about profitability, profitability is the ability of an organization or a firm to make profit from all the business activities. The definition of profitability given by Harvard and Uptown is profitability is the ability of a given investment to earn a return from its use. The term profit and profitability is generally interchangeable, but they carry a different meaning. Profit means the total income that the company obtained from its business. Meanwhile, profitability is a relative concept which referring to operating efficiency of the company. Since the dividends are distributed according to the profit obtained from the financial year, hence the profitability of the company will impact towards the dividend policy. Basically, those firms which are unable to make profit, they are not capable to giving out dividend to the shareholders for a long run, and they will practice a conservative dividend policy instead. Normally, the amount of dividend that going to be distributed by a company for shareholders is based on how much profit that the company gained in that particular year, then determine percentage of payout by board of directors. So therefore, a high profitable company will be giving out dividend to reward their shareholders.
Furthermore, ownership structure is also one of the factors that determine the dividend policy. Dividend policy is influenced by ownership structure of that company. Agency cost theory were able to provide justification to explain the conflicts of interest between shareholder and management as they have different objectives to achieve. Shareholders wish management would maximize their wealth, but management will go for maximize them with compensation. Hence, one of the ways used to monitor management behavior is to reduce fund available in company. A high institutional ownership will favor a high dividend payout. This is because by doing this way, we allow them to be easier to control over management. Several scholars argue that the higher the managerial ownership, the more power that the manager has. Then, this will allow them to have the higher chance to serve their own interests. Eunice, Liana and Suhaiza have proven that large shareholders are found to have a positive significant influence toward dividend policy in line of the agency theory. The larger shares held by shareholders, the more power extends toward the management in order to give pressure so that management will ensure shareholders' wealth will be maximized.
Let us go to the next factor that determines the dividend policy, which is future prospectus. The outlook of a company in next few years will lead to different practice of dividend by the management. The higher the capital expenditure of the company, the lower the dividend payout ratio. Transaction cost theory able to explain those companies that experience high growth rate tends to retain more earnings to finance their investment. This is because if the company pays a dividend to shareholders, it will reduce the availability of internal funding and the company must seek for external funding to finance their investment. Based on their theory of transaction costs, dividend payment will be paid if only and if the internal funds are sufficient to support investment of the company. Several previous studies have supported the conclusion that there is negative significant relationship between growth companies with dividend policy. According to Gunawan and Nida, the study on growth company and dividend policy for state-owned enterprise conclude that high growth company will have low dividend payout ratio. Based on Labin also conclude that a company with high investment opportunities will have low dividend payout ratio.
Dividend policy is set largely at the discretion of the management. One of the major important factors management has to consider is shareholder interest. By observed response of the shareholder regarding the dividend policy and shareholder belief, dividend policy and making comparative analysis of dividend policies of selected company, following suggestions are made. Firstly, payment of dividend for shareholder by company is necessary. It is unpredictable for business risk as well as market risk. Furthermore, shareholders are unable to make forecasts accurately about how much capital gain of a company by holding company share on hand over period. A shareholder who concerned with risk, they do expect a fair return in form of dividend over the period they holding company share. So it is suggested to the company to provide fair and stable dividend payment for the shareholder consistently in order to encourage attraction towards investors as well as goodwill of the company. Following, each company should formulate its unique dividend policy which depend on determinants which best describe to them. These three different companies will have different management style and vary vision to be achieved. Dividend policy of a company should be designed after perform internal and external environment investigation in such way to finding the balance point between interests of both the shareholder and the company which give best satisfaction for both parties. Next, manager should take cautious steps by keeping to mind the growth need of the firm. A high dividend payout ratio will be gradually reduce return earnings in company. Board of directors are always prefer a lower dividend payout ratio as return earnings. It is the cheapest source of finance that company could obtain. Well-placed dividend policy will help a company to reduce unnecessary costs incurred. Company could use this return earnings to finance investment if opportunity was found in order to maximize the company value and help company to grow eventually. Lastly, company should avoid to reduce dividend payment to shareholders. Based on signatory, any reduction in dividend may lead to bad impression in mind of shareholder towards that particular company. Decrease in dividend payment will indicate towards market, but this company may experience decline stake or making loss. Due to this factor, this will lead to penny selling by shareholder, which will make the company market value experience a free fall. Hence, managers suggest to remain dividend payout for shareholder to prevent this situation to be occurred.